My friend Matt was organizing a trip through the Gila National Forest of southwest New Mexico and asked if I was interested. Was I ever? The trip would include 2 passes I had unsuccessfully attempted in the past due to deep snow, through Chloride Canyon and over the Continental Divide, and Bursum Road across Silver Creek Divide and down to Mogollon. We'd be arriving from Arizona, and though I live in Oklahoma, I'd be driving some interesting side trips from San Diego, California, where I'd been visiting my parents. Ultimately, 5 of us in 4 vehicles met at the National Radio Astronomy Very Large Array near Magdalena, New Mexico.
Here's Matt, finally arriving.
Matt, with John riding with him, would be driving his brand new Jeep Gladiator. Jake would drive a 6-wheel drive Pinzgauer. Mike would be in his Mercedez-Benz G-Wagen, and I would be driving my Jeep Wrangler JK, though my Gladiator was being shipped from the factory on this very meetup day. At mid-afternoon, we were off for a 4-day, 3-night adventure that would, for me, complete some unfinished business. Unbeknownst to me, however, a new procedure I was using for recording GoPro video was not working as I expected. I'd end up with no GoPro video of that first day of travel. Fortunately, Jake had continuous traffic cam recordings, front and rear. We would press those into service for this video.
Looks like it might be a locked gate.
It was indeed a locked gate, but after a few minutes of map study, Matt and John had a nearby alternate route to our destination of Bear Trap Campground.
So I think maybe this.
It was cold at Bear Trap Campground the next morning, 17 degrees. But that didn't slow us down as we prepared for a full day of travel that would take us through Chloride Canyon and over the Continental Divide on Forest Service roads.
Now, I can't remember. You're not the one that was looking for a two-door Gladiator or wanting a two-door
I
Gladiator.
would like to have a two-door Gladiator. The four doors with a long bed, and that's more like a bus.
Yeah, I don't know how they just park those too well in most places.
You don't. They're not city trucks.
Yeah.
Like mine, you never see me drive it out in the city.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Southwest New Mexico adventure.
I might mention that my gears need to warm up before I can really go very fast.
A lot of view from up here.
Trying to figure out how to get over that fence.
We stopped in Winston to top off fuel before heading into Chloride Canyon. Yeah, we can get some gas here. Why wasn't it running before?
You had to prime the pump.
No.
After about 2 minutes of priming, we now have gasoline. Like you, if my choices are 86 or 88, I'll pick the 88. We are getting gas at the only gas pump in Winston, New Mexico. And we are going to head west from here up Chloride Creek to drive Chloride Canyon. Up New Mexico's C6 and then 226 and back over to 59.
We are entering Chloride Canyon. My Jeep had a bad battery indications, and I was also having trouble steering as soon as I went to four-wheel drive. And when we stopped, there was a lot of fluid coming out, and it is coolant. And what we found was no serpentine belt. So we've checked everything that's run by the serpentine belt, and everything seems to be spinning. About the most we got is a slightly noisy idler pulley. Fortunately, I do save that the old serpentine belt's in the back of the Jeep, so we're going to get that out and put it on there, I guess, and see what happens. We're adding just plain water because we don't have any coolant, and looking at alternate plans for the trip. The water kept leaking out at the water pump, so we're going to change the water pump out here. Matt is headed back into True the Consequences or Socorro. Once he gets self-service, he'll figure out exactly where he wants to go to get a replacement water pump and a couple other sundry items to see if we can't get my Jeep back whole again. This the last bolt then?
Yep, last one. At the bottom.
Okay, that was fairly easy. Anti-seize works. Oh, hey. All right.
There she be.
Good job.
We got a little bit of gasket to take off though.
Okay, a little bit to scrape off, yeah. Got a new water pump and some antifreeze and other stuff. And gonna get it all put back together and hopefully get this show back on the road. So we're rolling again, and got the Jeep fixed. I'm monitoring the temperature very closely. The nearest Jeep dealership was down in Las Cruces, so went to AutoZone, get the parts that we needed. Weren't able to get the Mopar coolant, but did get universal coolant. And I'll go ahead and have that all swapped out when I get back. We'd lost 3.5 hours of daylight. Because of that, we abandoned the Continental Divide crossing and headed directly for our planned Night 2 campsite. This was the reverse of the route we'd used in February 2017 when we were stopped by snow. And we're turning off in the direction of Adobe Ranch.
Couple miles to a campground. This is right on the Continental Divide Trail.
After finding a dispersed location to set up camp, we ate dinner, then we gathered under Jake's awning to shoot the bull for a bit.
Bollinger Motors. They're making the electric truck and XUV.
Yeah.
And they're pretty close to bringing them out. Not Rivian, I think, will probably have the first one out, but
Because they just have individual motors in each wheel, don't they? I mean, so you can control
most of them are
completely separately, or lock them together, or do whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy at that point. But you would not do a field repair on that like we did today.
You wouldn't need a water pump, would you?
That's true. You wouldn't need a touche, sir. You wouldn't need a water pump. Oh man, yeah, we were driving in. And we were like, I punched it in my navigation. The nearest Jeep dealer, and it was like Silver City or Las Vegas. They're both like 170 miles away. Then we get his cell phone range. I'm like, oh, there's got to be